Welcome back everybody. So this is gonna be a really quick update video for you guys on stock market for next Monday. And before we get started, please hit that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated, guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. And if you want to support the channel, get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, 3 days of live trading in my Discord, check out the Patreon, and that link will be down below in the description. And now let's get right into it, guys. Dow is up 1%, Nasdaq up whopping 1.70%, S&P also going up, hitting fresh new all-time highs, up 1.23%, and Russell also going up almost 1% on Friday. And what we got here on 11 sectors that makes up S&P 500, definitely a risk on move here in the market for the week and for the day on Friday. Technology leading the way again, same 7 stocks. Well, I would say 6, but if you include AMD now, that would be 7. Take out Tesla because Tesla definitely not going up, and you can see technology massive rally up over 2%. Communication services also up on top. Financial, real estate, consumer cyclical, industrials, basic material, and lagging behind consumer defensive, utilities, healthcare, and energy. And what we got here on stock market map, we got green across the board except consumer defensive and some healthcare names. And you don't see this too often. You can see Amazon up 1.20%, Tesla flat, but look at here, guys. Meta, I think it did hit all-time high, or at least retested previous all-time highs 1 year ago. It was $88, and now this thing is up over 300%, up 1.95% on Friday. Google, same thing, up 2%, and look at semis right here. This is just mind-boggling how these things are going up. AMD up 7%, Nvidia up 4%. I mean, look at this one here. It was up, I think, $67 on the day, and that is just insane. Also, software names, CRM, IBM, all that is up. And then in top of that, look at right here, Microsoft hitting fresh new all-time high, up 1.22%. Apple going up. Apple 2 days ago, I actually bought at 181. Within 2 days, now Apple trading at 192. So do you think, I mean, market is healthy and this is how things should be going up? Absolutely not. Look at this right here. Big banks all are up. Wells Fargo up almost 4%. Bank of America up 1.54%. JPM going up 1.73%, and even regional banks are up on the day. And that is just insane. I mean, how the market is going up on these names right here. And then, of course, the big names, Apple, Microsoft, Google, and Meta. And now let's have a look at SPY ETF. So before we get to SPY ETF and technicals, I want to show you guys some other things here in this market. Microsoft, a big mega cap stock, you can see, and this is actually weekly chart, so longer time frame. I'm not talking about a big pullback going into Monday. You can see Microsoft went higher, fresh new all-time highs, but the RSI internals are not supporting that big move to the upside. RSI not going higher from this high right here, and that is not good because internals are not supporting this big move to the upside, and RSI staying lower. That means what? You know, this could be a big fake pump to the upside, but of course, this is weekly chart, so you gotta think it's not going to play out in just one day. It's gonna take some time. Now, the second one, SPY ETF, of course, right here, you can see same thing. RSI never went higher this week, and we actually got a fresh new all-time high, going even higher here on the price action. And then same thing goes for triple Q right here. You can see, I mean, this thing is big. RSI never got up to this high right here. You can see staying low, but the price action going even higher, hitting another fresh new all-time high. And not even that, it's trading above upper Bollinger Band right now, which is insane. On SPY ETF, it's up 1.25%. So what happened here on Friday and why we got that massive rally? A lot of people probably shorted right here for some downside and they saw it. Nobody locked in profit. Then again, they actually shorted right here. They thought this is actually a double top or maybe a huge rejection from here will bring SPY down to maybe 460, 467. Guess what? We got a hammer candle on Wednesday. And we talked about it in my video. And look at this picture perfect follow through. You don't get this too often here in the market. Hammer candle and then massive rally and then another huge rally yesterday. So this was, at least to me, more like a short squeeze. A lot of shorts getting in right here or maybe right here, getting squeezed out on Friday, and we saw that big rally to the upside. It's up 1.25%. Now, look at the Chinese market. Everything dumping. They could be in a recession or going into a recession right now. And the US market and Chinese market, it's a big market, guys. US market going straight up. What's happening in the Red Sea? That's not good for inflation. We all know that. Inflation already making a comeback. TNX not going down. Dollar going down slightly. And look at the market just going straight up. And not only straight up, guys. Look at triple Q. Gapped up twice. Yesterday and day before. Fresh new all-time high. Now, a lot of retail traders, investors. I'm not a big bear, and you guys know it. If you're watching my videos for maybe last 3 months, and if you go back and watch that video I made, I actually got some negative comments saying that market is crashing and I'm talking about buying the dips. I get bullish when things are cheap. Like right here, I called for, dip buying opportunity in my video. And everyone was calling for a massive crash right here. And now, why I'm not bullish here in this market? You never go and buy anything. You never go and get bullish, especially when the market, like Nasdaq 100, hitting all-time highs pretty much every day. That's the reason. You need to buy low, like here, sell high. You do not go and buy anything on top, buy high and sell higher. That's not what you do here in the market. Now, yes, you can day trade, but can you buy SPY ETF here at 482? Absolutely not. Can you buy Microsoft at 398? Absolutely not. So where is the dip? There are no dips here in the market. So that is why, I think it will be healthy. We get a pullback, nice juicy pullback, correction here in the market. And then if the market wants to move higher, that would be a healthy move. This is not healthy. Look at all these gaps going straight up. Why? Absolutely no reason. And this rally led by only 5, 6 stocks, the big names. So going into Monday's session, now 478.63, that's going to be a strong support to watch on SPY ETF. If that gives up down here, 476, 474, 20-day moving average, and only below that, you're going to see a dump off all the way down to 467. Now, if this rally continues and SPY can hold right here, 478.63, the next stop, 490 right here on SPY ETF. And I know it sounds crazy, but if this thing can hold right here, it can go all the way up to 490. And here's my X account, and if you're on there, definitely give me a follow. And I do post a lot of things right here on X, and there is no subscription or anything you got to go through. It's totally free. Now, a lot of people asking, do I trade shares or just options? Of course I do shares. And here's a play I want to share with you guys right here. People are running for the door. They don't want to buy Spirit Airline. And we all know that how long this airline in the business. I bought the dip, guess what? Friday, this thing is already trading at almost $8. Still holding 500 shares. And this was a very nice play, just holding 2 days. 17th, you can see right here. And yesterday was 19th, and this thing was up. So if you have the money and you can trade shares only, that is the best way to make money here in the market. Options are always risky. I think I have one more. Look at this one here. Same thing, airline or Boeing that makes all these planes. You can see Boeing right here on 16th. I bought shares and now it's trading at 215. So shares, only 2 trades. You don't need a lot of trade. This week, easily 3-4 grand. Just holding shares 2-3 days. Yeah, if things come down, if they're not bouncing, of course I'll hold. But just to give you an idea how easy that is when you actually trade shares and you buy big names like Boeing. So all these trade ideas, shares, options, my analysis, all that is available on Patreon. And the best thing you can do, you can support the channel by joining Patreon. So if you're interested, that link will be down below in the description, guys. So triple Q up almost whopping 2%. And look at this, guys. We gapped up from 407.59. And then that was not enough. We gapped up again yesterday from 413.58 and ran all day and closing at a fresh new all-time high. Now, do you think this is actually healthy and you're actually a big bull now here on top? I mean, this could be the top, maybe things can push a little bit higher, but you know that it's overextended, really frothy, and this is not where you want to buy anything here in this market, especially here on Nasdaq 100. So in this market, guys, the point I'm trying to make, it's not healthy. This was a healthy pullback. And this is where people thought there is a crash. Now, as the market just going up and up every day, retail traders, investors, they're just getting more and more bullish. And that is a dangerous game. Right now, people are playing with their account, getting bullish here with this kind of moves every day. Gap up and go. Right now, it's the time to get all the money out from this market and wait for a nice, juicy correction. Unless you bought something really cheap, back in the days. I'm not talking about that. Any new position, maybe from here, maybe from here, maybe from here, you gotta lock in profit and get the hell out of this market right now until you see a significant pullback, at least 10%. That is when you can actually think about buying something. Now let me know your thoughts on that down below in the comment section. So going into next week on Triple Q, what to look for? I would say it would be nice if there is a pullback down to this gap, and that was that previous all-time highs. That's going to be a strong support for 1358. But if this move actually continues to the upside, the next target for 32. Now, if this support gives up at some point, maybe next week for 1358, I doubt it, then watch out for a move down to this gap, 407.59. But until this thing breaks below 413.58, this thing can push all the way up to 432, and things are really getting frothy and risky and dangerous right now, especially for new traders buying at the top. So be careful, guys. So DIA also joining the party on Friday and going up 1% and hitting fresh new all-time high, 379.37. Now, in my last video, we talked about it, how this thing can clear right here, 375 to 376. You're going to see the next stop, 378 and then 380, and we almost got up to 380 on Friday. Now, what's next going into next week on Monday? If this rally continues, this thing can go up to 380 and possibly up to even 384. To the downside, anytime you see DIA breaking below, I would say 376 to 375. And why? Because we got all these moving averages right here sitting between 375 and 376. So that is going to be a strong support on a pullback. And only if that gives up, you're going to see a drop down to 371 and then maybe at some point down to 367. So IWM going up almost 1%, and finally we saw a lot of volume coming in right here on IWM and still no breakout, especially from this downtrend. Now this is where things are concerning and people don't get it, because usually we see small caps leading the way, especially in a bull market, but it's not happening. I mean, this thing nowhere near all-time highs, and we got the market, Dow Jones, now S&P 500, that was on Friday yesterday, and Nasdaq going up and hitting all-time highs multiple times. And look at this one here, guys, nowhere near. And that is your market breadth. Small caps. This actually tells you what an average man or average family doing here in the States. They're not doing that great. And that is why this thing is down. If internals are strong, you would see IWM rallying and hitting all-time highs before anyone. So market breadth definitely, it's not great. Maybe it's okay, but it's not great, and that is why you're not seeing IWM joining the party and hitting fresh new all-time highs. So going into next week, you want to see if this thing can break out from this downtrend, and that would be going above 193 and holding 193 as a support. If that happens, you're going to see more upside all the way up to 196.44, 20-day moving average, and then this gap on top, 198.44. To the downside, if this thing gets a rejection from 193, watch out for a dump off all the way down to 191.32, 5-day moving average, and then strong support down here at 188. So this is where things are concerning. We saw TNX going up on Thursday, market also going up. And even on Friday, this thing was green all day and pretty much finishing green on the day or flat, but the market went even higher, hitting fresh new all-time highs. But the key thing here on TNX is holding above 41. And as long as this thing can hold above 41, there is a good chance we could see a move all the way up to 43.71. Only below 41, this would be a fake breakout from this downtrend, and this thing can come back down to 38 and possibly can go down to 37.69. So the dollar coming off slightly, 0.29%, nothing big. I would say this is actually a flat day. And again, hitting 103.58, getting rejection, and now holding, if you look at my screen, rising 5-day moving average. So this is going to be key level to watch right here, 103. And if this thing can break and hold 103.58 right here, this big resistance, then you're going to see a big move here on dollar all the way up to 104.48. But the dollar actually takes out 103, then you're going to see a dump off, possibly down here close to 102.60, and then possibly down to even 102. On VIX, we talked about it in my video Thursday night that, usually we do get VIX crush Friday, and we got one yesterday, down almost 6% and almost coming down to this gap right here, and the support $13. Now, here's another insane thing. This thing gaps up. 4 days later, back down to close the gap. Market gaps up for months. It just gaps up and goes and goes and gaps up again and goes. No pulling back, nothing. So that is just insane. And people are getting really bullish at the top saying this is actually a new bull market. Buy everything. What to buy, guys? And where? How are you going to make money buying at the top? And this thing getting decimated. Usually, when this thing hitting 25, 30, maybe even 35, that is when you go shopping. You buy something. Not when this thing hitting all-time low, or at least a new 52-week low. Look at this, 11.81, not once, multiple times coming down. Again down to this support 13, also gave up 5-day moving average now, 1375. So on VIX, watch 13 bucks, because if that gives up, this thing will dump again all the way down to 11.89. To the upside now, VIX will find resistance at 1375, 14, 15, and this is where you need to watch. Anytime this thing breaks above 15, you're going to see a massive explosion all the way up to 18 bucks. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Have a great weekend, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated Monday.